This is your primetime forecast for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's Weather is made possible by the Randolph County Commission, Heron's Tree Service, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Southern Auction Solutions, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Auction 431 South, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, powered by Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, and the venue at 5 Points Farms. Here's Dr. Don.
Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. Welcome to your Sunday. It's time to start talking about the biggest event of the year. It is Fall on Main in downtown Roanoke. We're looking forward to it this year. It'll be on October 28th from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. Going to have arts and crafts, food trucks, train rides, holiday market, a job fair. That's right, Dr. Don's Weather will be live and in living color. We're also going to have live music. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is a huge event, and we want you to be there. So make your plans to join us from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. downtown Roanoke on Saturday, October 28th for Fall on Main. Now, if you'd like more information, or if you have a arts and crafts or food truck you want to sign up and be part of this program, then all you got to do is get in touch with Miss Dorothy Tidwell at 334-863-1402. Follow the Randolph County Chamber of Commerce on Facebook and on Twitter. Fall on Main Street. Looking forward to it, and we want to see you there. You know how I love to hug those necks. Have a good time with all the folks in the East Alabama and West Georgia area, so I hope that you will join us. Also, don't forget to get in touch with this guy right here. Listen, barn dominiums has become the new thing, and they're extremely hard to insure. But Jamie Dukas can do that. So if you have built a barn dominium, or if you're in that process of building one out, then you need to get in touch with Jamie Dukas. I guarantee you he can get insurance for you. Now, all you have to do is click the link at the top of the video, scan the QR code on the screen, or call Jamie at 256-831-7770. He can handle all of your insurance needs, whether it is personal or business. And he can probably save you money and increase the coverage you've already got. It doesn't cost you a dime to find out what he can do for you. So get in touch with Jamie Dukas today. You deserve a break. Hey, you put a little money back in your pocket. All right, so we also want to invite you to head over to our YouTube channel, click that subscribe button and that little bell so that when we go live to cover severe weather, you'll be guaranteed to get that push notification. And there's a decent chance we may have to do that this afternoon. Again, tomorrow, could happen again on Tuesday, and depending on what our tropical depression does, we may have to do some live coverage out there toward Wednesday and Thursday as well. We'll get into all of that in just a few moments. But first, we have a marginal risk of severe weather across a large section of the southeastern United States today. Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, and the Carolinas all could see some strong severe thunderstorms this afternoon. Now, there's a video circulating on YouTube and Facebook, all of social media, that I hope you have seen. And it was a severe thunderstorm that hit Tuscaloosa, Alabama yesterday afternoon. And what I want you to pay attention to is just how significant a severe thunderstorm can be. That was a nasty storm. It involved what's called a microburst, which means that thunderstorm collapsed right on top of Tuscaloosa, and the wind was incredible, blowing out windows, and there was a lot of hail involved in it, and extremely heavy rainfall, and of course dangerous lightning. You hear me say this often. A lot of times folks don't pay attention to weather unless they hear the T word, and I'm talking about tornado. But folks, you got to understand, a severe thunderstorm can cause just as much damage as a 0 or F1 tornado can cause. So you got to pay attention to it. So if your area goes under a severe thunderstorm warning this afternoon or anytime next week, you got to be prepared to take cover in the event that storm affects your particular area. And there is a decent chance that we could see some of that today. And then we could also see it again tomorrow. As you see Monday's outlook, we have marginal risk stretching from southern Louisiana up through central Mississippi, most of Alabama and Georgia, and up into the Carolinas on Monday. The cold front that's coming at us today it'll be here tomorrow, and it's going to really kind of stall out across the southeast, and that's going to help steer what may become a hurricane down in the Gulf in the coming days. We'll show you that again here in just a few moments. Then on Tuesday, we go back to general scattered thunder. We start to see the effects of our potential hurricane down in the Gulf of Mexico across the western Gulf side of Florida, and then eventually that will be a problem up in southeast Alabama and southern Georgia. So the severe outlook for today: marginal risk covering all of East Alabama and West Georgia, damaging winds of up to 60 miles per hour and quarter-sized hail possible. And the best window of opportunity for today will be between 1 o'clock this afternoon and 10 p.m. this evening. Looking at Monday, pretty much the same setup. We're talking damaging winds of 60 miles per hour and quarter-sized hail. Now, we're going to have showers and thunderstorms around this afternoon, a much better chance on Monday, but the heat's going to still be a problem today. We're talking maximum heat index values of 109 degrees across East Alabama and West Georgia. Take those extra precautionary measures if working or spending time outdoors today. But today should be the last of that excessive heat. With all the rain around tomorrow, we will stay well below heat criteria. And then as we get into the afternoon tomorrow, when the cold front actually passes, our temperatures will start to fall. I mean, we're going to fall down into the low 80s, maybe even the upper 70s before nightfall tomorrow. And then our temperatures are going to be decent for the remainder of the week. So there is some relief on the way for East Alabama and West Georgia. Now let's talk tropics. We have number 10 just kind of stationary down there just off the eastern coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. That is going to start moving very slowly to the north, and we'll get up into the southern Gulf of Mexico probably sometime this afternoon or into tomorrow morning. And then we believe it's going to continue moving north up the eastern side of the Gulf of Mexico and likely make landfall somewhere in the Big Bend area of the state of Florida and then up into southern Georgia. I'll show you the track or the projected forecast track here in just a few moments. There is a decent chance that number 10 could become a hurricane. Most likely, if it does, it will be a Category 1. There's a slight chance it could make it to Category 2. Of course, we're cautiously optimistic here. We remember Hurricane Michael. It was kind of a very similar forecast. And then when Michael got just offshore down there around Apalachicola, it blew up into a Category 4, and later they upgraded it to a Category 5. So a lot of nervous folks down there on the Gulf Coast regions of Alabama and Florida this morning watching this storm. I'll give you the latest from the Hurricane Center on the forecast track in just a bit. Franklin will become a category, Franklin already is a hurricane, but we think it may make it up to status 4, Category 4 hurricane, but it's going to pull on off to the north. Really shouldn't be a problem for the southeastern United States. And then we have that hatched area out there in the central Atlantic that'll move north. We're watching another disturbance coming off the African coast that could be an issue in about a week and a half. Current conditions at the East Alabama Bee Company, 73 degrees under fair skies. The wind is calm. Humidity is 96%. The barometric pressure, 29.82. 72-degree dew point. No rain so far. That will surely change over the next 24 hours. High temperature of 94 yesterday. It was a scorcher. Today will be a repeat performance. Sunrise this morning was at 6:11. Sun sets this evening at 7:14 p.m. So we're headed for 95 this afternoon in Roanoke, Ashland, Lineville, Wedowee, 93 up in Ranburne. Talladega tops out at 98. Look at Sylacauga, 98 this afternoon. We'll make it to 99 over on Lake Martin. Tallahassee will hit 100 degrees this afternoon. 96 in Lafayette, 98 down in Auburn. It's just going to be another scorcher across East Alabama and West Georgia. And again, folks, remember, if you start hearing thunder and you see those towering thunderstorm clouds, seek shelter. These summertime afternoon thunderstorms, especially when it's this hot, can pack quite the punch, and they can be very dangerous. You don't want to get caught outdoors. A lot of folks are going to be on the lakes this afternoon. Make sure you stay close to the dock. You don't want to get caught outdoors under one of these thunderstorms. That thing collapses right on top of you. Right there in that small area, it could be just as bad as a tornado. So be very careful if you're going to be outside this afternoon. So here's the 6-day forecast from the Alpha Weather Center. Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha agent. We're looking at sunny skies this morning, becoming partly cloudy to mostly cloudy this afternoon with scattered thunderstorms. Some of those storms could be severe. We'll give you even odds at seeing that today at about 50%. 95, your afternoon high, will maintain a 40% chance of rain into about 10 p.m. this evening. Then on Monday, the cold front is here, and it kind of stalls out on top of us. We'll throw you a 90% chance of rain anytime after about 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. But look at that temperature. 88 will be your high temperature on Monday. 80% chance of rain Monday night into Tuesday. 84 your high. Wednesday, 80% chance of rain, thunderstorms. 77 the high temperature on Wednesday. You gotta love that. And then our potential hurricane starts to pull on off to the northeast, and it will take that moisture and humidity with it, and some drier air will work into the southeastern United States by Thursday. Though we'll give you a 40% chance of a scattered afternoon storm, it's going to feel much more like fall. 81 will be your high. It's going to be beautiful. And then on Fridays, we get set for week 2. High school football in Alabama, a 40% chance of an afternoon thunderstorm. 82 will be your high temperature. Southern Union State Community College live Doppler HD radar. You can see that front over there on the upper left-hand side of the screen beginning to work in our direction. Just south of Memphis, you see showers and thunderstorms stretching all the way back up to around Louisville, Kentucky. All of that slowly moving to the east, southeast this morning. That's where our rain chances will come from this afternoon. But let me point this out. Here is depression number 10, or tropical depression number 10, down here off the eastern tip of the Yucatan Peninsula. It's actually kind of backtracked a little bit. It's kind of drifted back to the southwest, but eventually it's going to get picked up by this approaching front, and it's going to push it on off to the north. And you see all of these lines out here. That's why we refer to this as a spaghetti model. Looks like somebody took a handful of wet noodles and threw it up on the wall, and that's where it's stuck. But actually what this is, these are all of the different models telling us where they think the storm is going to track. So looking at this particular screen, we're looking at about 20 different models, and you can notice that all of them are tightly grouped together. They're not all over the place, which tells us that there is very high confidence that this is going to be the track of the storm. And you'll notice we have tropical storm status probably for about 24 hours. Then look at that one right there. We go to hurricane status This will be about 1 o'clock tomorrow, or actually, let's see, that's incorrect. So this would be about maybe 1 a.m. tomorrow morning and then 1 a.m. Tuesday morning, and then landfall sometime Tuesday night into Wednesday. And you'll see that if this track verifies, landfall will be on the eastern side of the Big Bend area of the state of Florida, and then it will track up just to the west of Jacksonville, and then up into southern Georgia, to a point just west of Savannah by Wednesday morning, and back to tropical storm status as it gets up there just south of Columbia, South Carolina. So we may hold on to hurricane status over land for a pretty good little ways there. And again, we're going to have to wait and see once this thing develops just how broad it is and how big the wind field is, as to whether or not we could see some gusty winds across East Alabama. Here's the thing, Alabama is going to be on the dry side of the storm, or on the left side of the storm. The severe weather associated with a tropical system is always on the right-hand side of the storm, up in that northeastern quadrant. So certainly Alabama, most of Georgia will not be in that. So all the bad weather, I think, will be well to the east of Albany, Georgia, in Georgia, right along the coastal regions of Georgia, Savannah, Hilton Head, Savannah, Brunswick, all the way down to Jacksonville. I actually believe the eastern side of Florida will probably get worse weather than the western side, even though the western side will be closer to the eye. Then it's going to run right across coastal South Carolina. I mean, heads up, places like Charleston, we know how the flooding is there. Myrtle Beach, and then back out into the Atlantic, just south of the Outer Banks up here in North Carolina. So all in all, if this forecast track verifies, I'm not looking at a large impact to East Alabama or West Georgia. Even up here in North Georgia, we could have some showers off of it. It could be breezy at times, but we're not looking at any severe weather up here or across our coverage area unless the track changes in future forecast. We'll watch that very closely as we head into the first part of next week. No doubt, though, it's going to be wet Monday, Tuesday, and even into Wednesday. A lot of rain across East Alabama and West Georgia, but that's primarily for us going to be because of this stalled out cold front and its interaction with this tropical storm as it moves up the Georgia coast. Again, looking a little bit closer at home right now, we see no precipitation across East Alabama or West Georgia at this hour. Hey, don't forget to follow us over on Twitter. It's at DSTRN1040. We broadcast all of our weather information on Twitter, just as we do on Facebook, YouTube, and at DrDonWX.com. That's our home on the World Wide Web. Don't forget to text the word ALERT to 265-540-8664. That is Randolph County's HyperReach. If you live in Randolph County, if you work in Randolph County, you want to make sure that you do this today, because as we head into this stormy period, you will receive those weather alerts. Look, this stuff is all automated. It's guaranteed to happen. You'll get those weather alerts. You'll get alerts as it pertains to, maybe flooding. When severe weather watches and warnings are issued, you'll get alerts when someone's missing or lost, criminal activity in your neighborhood. These are all things that the Randolph County Emergency Management Agency will send to you directly to your phone as a text message if you sign up for HyperReach. Again, that number is 265-540-8664. I highly suggest you sign up for that today. And also, don't forget, it's the iSchool Sports Network for all of your Randolph County high school football teams. Complete coverage this year on the iSchool Sports Network. So we will most likely do a live update for you this evening. If we're not here for severe weather coverage, and we may very well be later on this afternoon, But if we don't do that, we certainly will do a live update for you around 8 p.m. Central this evening on the latest on our system down in the Gulf of Mexico. So make sure that you look out for that. Like us on Facebook, share us with your friends, ask them to share with their friends, and don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather. Good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, we'll see you back in here this afternoon for severe weather coverage, or later this evening with an update on the tropics, right here on Dr. Don's Weather.
This has been your primetime forecast for East Alabama and West Georgia from the Alpha Weather Center, powered by Southern Union State Community College, the venue at 5 Points Farms and Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery. Dr. Don's Weather is supported by the Randolph County Commission, Heron's Tree Service, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Southern Auction Solutions, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Auction 431 South, and Bama Diesel Repair. Be sure to like us on Facebook, share us with all of your friends, and subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on YouTube. We will be back tomorrow morning with another edition of your primetime forecast on Dr. Don's Weather.